be your dream. Loves a cream.
Well, I don't think it would have worked for psoriasis, would it?
Your beanstalk's so big!
You should listen to testosterone, might help you grow.
And welcome back to Antisocial, the podcast brought to you by the lovely guys at Is in Flux. And today on the podcast, weighing in at 320 pounds, standing at 6 foot 3 inches, it's Bel the Tower Priestley.
The tower.
By the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing that, I'm not just being a dick. It's just when we were looking on Google last night, I'm just being a dick. It said that you were 6'3".
I was terrified.
Yeah, I can tell. I would be if I were you. You know
why?
5'6". It's not.
He's had to wear
5'5".
Charlie's actually had to wear booster seat today, just so he's on the same level as him.
He's actually got a pillow underneath his seat right now.
Those of you who are just tuning in right now, I'd like to say we've had I'd say it would be a nice conversation, just catching up, just getting to know each other a bit for the last hour. I've just been bullied for the last hour and a half or something. Can I have some justice?
You know what, mate? We were saying earlier, if we bully you, it's because we like you.
You said that 5 minutes ago, and I still don't believe it.
Do you not think, though, if you meet someone, if you bully them, it instantly means you like them? Because if you didn't, then if you wouldn't say anything to them.
Yeah.
You say behind their back.
You're not close. Yeah. So they would
say
just
behind
slag
your
off behind your back. So they say it to your face.
So you're happy that you should take, comfort in knowing the fact that we do this all to your face.
Is this gaslighting? You should be grateful we're bullying you.
Yeah, he's getting PTSD again. Bel, how did you come here today? What train did you get?
You're going to rinse me for living in Milton Keynes?
No, I'm not going to rinse you. I just feel bad for you.
I got the train from Leighton Buzzard. Is that what you were asking?
Did you get overground?
No, I got an Uber.
Why does Milton Keynes get so much shit?
It's because it's like America. It's like got blocks and it's like roundabouts.
Well, it's like the Florida. It's like the Florida of the UK.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit shit though. No one lives there.
Why are there so many roundabouts there?
I didn't make it. I don't fucking know. I think it's because it's a modern city town thing.
Modern.
Yeah, it's quite modern.
Is it in London?
No, it's a bit.
That was a test. Well done, everyone. All right.
Is that near Hertfordshire?
It's in Beds.
Because my geography
sorry.
teacher was from Hertfordshire, and she used to brag about how there was a roundabout called the Magic Roundabout that has 8 roundabouts on the one roundabout.
I've seen that roundabout.
You've seen that, the Magic Roundabout? Is it known? Is it known?
I wouldn't call it the magic roundabout, but
It's called the Magic Roundabout. I know my facts.
That's where I used to do kung fu.
At the magic roundabout.
On the Magic
You've done kung
Roundabout.
fu on the magic roundabout. And you
it.
wonder why we bully you.
oh my god, you're the praying mantis from the Fury of 5. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I'm
So,
the praying
Bel,
mantis.
That's how I recognise
for
it.
everyone that does or does not know you, would you like to explain what you do? What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna call myself a content creator. I feel like an influencer is just not the right. Yeah, I guess I do TikTok.
I do TikTok.
Having TikTok is like your biggest platform. It's always like you're always like yes, and then you're like, oh, I'm now classed as a TikToker.
Someone called me a TikToker yesterday. I literally shed a tear. I don't like it.
For those of the people who are watching right now, what kind of TikToks could they expect if you were to watch you?
I feel like I literally do everything. Like it's mainly just about me and like
Narcissist.
I say yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
sorry,
bit
guys.
self-absorbed.
yeah, and like fashion and just like. Being
Have you seen that new trend thing where we did it for our hair the other day, where it's like I don't know the name of the song, goes and then they just change outfits. You look terrified.
I haven't seen it. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know
lie
what
to
you're
you.
calling
Yeah. Might need to get that on Shazam, mate. Boom, boom, boom.
It's so cool.
You were looking at me like, yeah, I was like,
Oh, I know. It's where the girls, where the dance, where they go.
Oh,
It's that song.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's that song.
It. Wow.
It's that song, but people are doing them where they like change outfits, but they've got like slow mo, and it looks fucking sick.
I love how like Bel says just does TikTok and then Charlie's like, have you heard that sound?
People do it to me all the time, like, you know that trend, right? Like, no, I don't know it. Like,
Have you seen that trend, the
they'll
dance
keep
called
trying
the
to explain it
Renegade?
until I get it. Like, I still haven't seen it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Stop it, please, thanks.
I do find that hard about TikTok. If you're trying to explain something without them knowing what it is,
Yeah.
you just don't know.
Or people just assume that I've seen every single TikTok on the platform. Like
Like the TikTok
you know,
connoisseur.
TikTok. No. Are you sure you have seen it? No, I haven't fucking seen it. I would tell you if I did.
Was that the first platform you started on, TikTok?
I tried to do YouTube ages ago, but it didn't go to plan. I had like 100 subs.
You've got, like I was looking, and you've got videos from like 3-4 years ago,
Yeah, I
don't
don't
you?
watch them.
So, like, I'm guessing when you started TikTok, was that like separate from your YouTube? Or were you like, oh, I'm just going to do this as a. It all starts as a laugh. It all starts as a laugh.
Oh, it wasn't really a laugh.
Oh.
I had no friends. I had nothing to do. Well, that's
Belle,
When did you
that
start
was really
TikTok?
sad.
Well, I had friends that did it. That had like they said that you got like a little clout from it, and I was like, because I've always wanted to do social media, and then I was like, I want to do it for fun, just to laugh. I just posted like just like silly things, and I got like a tiny one video got like a few views, and I was like, okay, cool, like
4 views. A few.
a few, and like I think it got like at the time like 100k, which is like quite good, and it beats me up to like 10k, and I didn't do it for ages, and then in like December 2019. I fell out with like all my friends at school and I had nothing to do. So I was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna post properly. And now I gained like 100k in like a month.
So
100K
basically,
a month?
Yeah.
what you're saying is that you don't need no friends. TikTok's the grind.
Yeah.
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 When was the first like TikTok that actually blew up?
See, I didn't have a million video for ages. Because I remember I had like 250k and all my friends had like quite a few videos with a mil and I literally hadn't. And then my first one that blew up properly was like early this year, got like 8 mil.
Whoa!
Yeah, and I've had like quite a few get like, my highest was like 12, I think.
What was that one?
It was me walking with like, my mum was watching me walk. That sounds really weird.
Mum was watching you walk.
As we all do.
I have a strange vision in my head of what this TikTok
Yeah.
looks like.
Even your mum's banging on TikTok as well.
Yeah, she's only got 10k. She's catching up to you.
Look at that.
If she,
I
if, she ever,
escaped it.
if she ever takes you, that's really tragic. I'm just letting you know now.
Unlucky.
Social media, has that always been something that you've wanted to do, or did it just? I know you said you've always wanted to do social
Like,
media. Did
I-
it just happen, or
Yeah, with TikTok. Oh, fucking
Tickle?
love English so much.
With TikTok?
With TikTok, it just happened. But like, I've always wanted to do social media because I just thought it was so cool.
like YouTube primarily, like be a YouTuber?
Yeah, but it never happened. But I can understand why now. Like watching my old videos just really wasn't. Shall I show you one?
No, I've seen your new videos. I'm sorry, I'm
No,
kidding.
have you seen my old videos? That's the question.
Wait, what was
Yes,
what was the
I
style
have,
of them?
I've seen some of them.
One sec, I wanna show you
Like, what were you doing?
Just like
Just makeup and that, wasn't it?
I'll show. There's worse ones than them.
What was that video about?
Oh, that was 8 summer life hacks. It's my first collab. I had 300 subs.
It's not
I
too
know.
bad for a
Thanks, guys.
13-year-old.
First collab, who with?
Oh, some girl that had 1,000. I was like, oh, she's famous.
Isn't that weird
Big
when
league.
when you were grown and you'd like collab with like people with like 1,000 subscribers, you'd be like, fuck, and you were like so nervous for it. Did you ever
Yeah.
have
How old were you guys when you started social media?
11.
45.
that? 17?
17.
17?
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Can-
starting social media? As in, like, starting to
Like,
do, like...
As a job, like, or trying to.
Like started to grow on social media, on like YouTube.
Oh,
You're all
20,
YouTubers,
22,
right?
21,
I had
22.
I had 1,000 subs when I was 12, and then my mates found it, so I deleted the channel.
Oh.
And then I kept doing that rinse and repeat. And Cam thought YouTube was for sports highlights until he was like 18, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was in school. Did you know what it was in school?
Yeah, I watched YouTube when I was in school.
Cam literally thought it was for like Cristiano Ronaldo best tips and tricks fucking highlight reels.
Did you not even have an account? It was just like sign in at the
Yeah, it
top.
was just a sign in. I didn't realise that, like, I've told this story before, but it's like someone came with like merch on. That was the way I discovered YouTube.
Oh, was it Joe Weller merch?
Yeah, it was Joe Weller merch. But is that like when you went in school? Did you started in school? 13, yeah.
Yeah, but like I didn't really do it properly. I posted like once every like 2 years.
That's like me.
Would people put like your videos on the screen and shit?
Yeah, oh my god, that's always
Oh,
on
why is this such a common thing, by the way? So,
Yeah.
do tell your story.
Like literally, it would be like I'd hear it like walking past the class. Like one time, this whole like, so embarrassing. There literally was like this English teacher, and like the whole class was literally watching my YouTube video, and I was walking past that.
Was it an educational
Is that me?
video
I
or
literally
something?
thought about that. I was like, fucking hell, I'm gonna go.
8 summer hacks, mate.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah. To be fair.
The teacher had to fucking educate the class. So I was like,
Can I just ask, what is a summer hack?
just like you know, if you're in summer, and
And you need a hack.
You need a hack. What, just like hacking mainframes in the summer?
like a
or-
life hack, like a life hack.
Have you got one?
Oh, watch the video, find out more.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
So when you first started TikTok, what was the like the idea with content with that?
Honestly, I just posted whatever. I just tried to be funny. I watch my old videos now, I'm like, you're not funny. Like, I feel like now, like, I'm more secure in myself, but I used to just talk about being trans. I was like, I think that's probably...
Do you feel like you tried to make that something where you just wanted to be comfortable with yourself, but you felt like
Yeah.
you had to be relatable? Or-
Yeah, I feel like at first, like I was taking the piss out of it to like get views, which sounds really weird, but like, I thought that's
Or like self-deprecating humour?
yeah. I'm quite like that anyway. To be fair, like I always take the piss out of myself, but like in a good way. Like,
That's a good thing to have.
I am secure in myself in that way, but yeah. And then I don't know. I just posted that sort of stuff, and then I think like I just started doing trends and like doing my own twist to it, and then like suddenly my views went from like 5 to 10K to just like 500, 300 every time, like every video, and I gained like ridiculous amounts like in 1 month.
From like doing trans content.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where I was just doing too much. So now I'm more like just about me as a person. I've sort of separated the videos a bit.
I feel like that's, in a way, like obviously I wouldn't know, but it would be kind of, if you were to appeal to a wide demographic which have an interest
Yeah.
in that, that's how you do it. If you start just
Yeah.
being yourself straight away, people might not
Exactly.
understand.
Yeah.
Do you get
Like
me?
I know that the trans stuff like gets me the like.
The bangers.
Or, yeah, like, I know that I'm not stupid. Like, but I do like talking about it because it educates so many people. Like, some people that have watched me, I'll be the first trans person they've seen, or like I've changed their opinion on what trans people look like or what they act like and stuff. Because most people don't really, especially if you're in like a small town, like you wouldn't really like bump into a trans person, or you wouldn't know at least anyway. So yeah, but I mean, yeah,
I wanted to ask you about obviously doing the big bangers, or your trans ones.
yeah.
How, like you were saying earlier before, when it goes on like the wrong side of the For You page
Yeah.
and stuff, like do you ever, before you've filmed this TikTok, do you ever worry about posting it at any time?
Well, to be honest, it sounds really bad, but like sometimes if I know it's controversial, not to the point I wouldn't post anything like I'm being a twat, but like I'll know that it will get more views because people will have debates in the comments
Yeah.
because it's more
Engagement.
engagement. Yeah.
Wow, that's like really
That-
bad bitch energy, toxic.
that's
Give
like-
it to me.
yeah.
Because I don't give a shit. Like no offense to anyone that like.
You see
would say,
people
like,
do that all the time. Like there'll be just some fucking like pasty fucking ugly white guy that
Yeah.
goes, "There's two genders. Change my mind," and then there's like 100,000 comments.
Stitches and everything.
And
Yeah.
they'll argue it, yeah. Or like, for example, I did this video. It was like me coming out to my parents, and it got like 10 mil. But at the start, I didn't have that many views, but it just kept on going up because people just kept on speaking on it. And it just did really well because I felt like, why would you accept that? But then people were like, you should. And it's like,
I do like that's how TikTok's algorithm kind of works.
Yeah.
Is that it will just become, might not bang straight away, but become a slow
Yeah.
burner, and the
I
algorithm
feel
works
like
really well like that.
the thing is with TikTok, like you never know if a video's gonna do well or not because it can blow up like a week later, or like straight away. It really depends.
Were you like confident when you were posting the trans TikToks from like the start? Or were you nervous, or like how were you feeling?
Yeah, I think because at first I wasn't going to tell people, and then I think like someone commented it. I was like, and it got like a few views. I was like, fuck it, like let's go with that. So,
As in, you weren't going to tell
Like, I
like,
wasn't
online
gonna-
community that you
Yeah,
were trans. You're just going
yeah.
to be yourself.
well,
kind
I
of thing?
didn't think I'd get to where I am now. I thought I'd probably get to like a few K and that'd be me done. So I didn't think.
Be like me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird to think that like that many people know something such like a personal thing about you, but at the same time, like, fuck it.
That's what builds a connection though between you and the audience when you
Yeah.
get to know you. You see it like you see it with people that are gay. Like even I do a lot of branding about being bi. Obviously, Cam does. Yours was being straight for a long time, and Charlie's just being old. So everyone's got like their own thing that they brand. So
Yeah.
it's not like a bad thing because
Exactly.
you're being yourself, and then people that also feel the same way or. It makes them feel more comfortable
Yeah.
with accepting it. It builds that connection with them. So I wouldn't say
Yeah.
so.
I'd like to say though that I got given the old brands. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't choose that. You just said you're old, and I've had to run.
feel
with
like-
it.
You got given it when you were born in 1991. So
What were you going to say, Bel?
I always feel like I get stressed. It's just too samey. That's like it would get too boring. Like the whole
You
like.
have a lot of TikToks.
Yeah, well, you have to be consistent. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like YouTube. The same with Instagram. Like, you have to post regular, but you just don't really gain.
I respect that a lot though. Like that's quite a lot of content to
Yeah.
have to think of to do.
I think that's the reason why your crossover is so good, is because
Yeah.
you're saying that obviously so many people know such a personal thing.
Yeah.
So they feel like they know you, so then they go over to Instagram,
Yeah,
YouTube.
facts.
Because your YouTube is so active for...
Yeah, my views are fucking good for YouTube. To be fair, I only have like 30K.
Yeah, well, we were saying downstairs that there's some TikTokers which have like multiple millions but can't get like 1,000 views on
Yeah.
YouTube. Whereas yours is like banging.
Yeah, I really want to get into. I think my manager was saying to me like, if I did YouTube, I'd do well. But I just need to like have the like, I have the motivation too, but it's just
ideas.
I have the ideas as well. To be fair, I just think it's just like I lack motivation because it's such a different thing to TikTok. Like, I'll post a YouTube video and we'll get like a few K in the first day. Whereas on TikTok, in the first like,
It's just there.
sometimes in the first 20
Yeah.
minutes I can get 10K.
That's the mad thing about TikTok. Like some days I'll do it where I'll spend like hours, days, weeks on like one video, and then it'll do shit, and then you'll do a TikTok that you made in 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
it'll bang, and you're like,
It's like the production process to rewards. Sometimes
Yeah.
for TikTok, definitely it feels like it pays off a lot more. It's how you get like when you do like content creation stuff, there's
Yeah.
definitely some sort of like serotonin boost that you
Yeah.
get from like a
Yeah,
good
people
post.
say
or
like,
something
oh,
that.
like you only do it for views, but like I do enjoy making videos a lot. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. To be fair, like
Yeah.
it's not.
yeah. But let's not make a mistake. We do it for the views
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
and living in this house, it's amazing. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I do it. But with your YouTube, what I rate about it, I was watching a few videos.
Yeah.
You're so like on TikTok, you can be honest, but
Yeah.
it's like what 30 seconds a minute.
Yeah.
On you,
As of
3
today,
minutes.
it's 3 minutes now.
yeah. So
I know.
on
No update.
on YouTube, you've done a video. I hate being trans.
Yeah.
And like where you're just breaking down for the full was like 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something. Like videos like that where it's just raw.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you post videos like that? Is it just like
That did really well. It got like 60K.
yeah, it banged.
And I was like, the thing is, I feel like I did one like last year as well because I just feel like I'm not someone that gets affected by hate, but it just builds up after a while, and I just need to like let it out. And I feel like if I let it out to people like that follow me, they just will understand and be on the same level as me. Because I think I really hate that like there's this perception of like influencers that I hate the fucking word influencers that you don't feel anything, like it doesn't bother you, but it clearly does. Like let's not be stupid. Do you know what I mean?
For the people that may not have understood what this video that you're talking about
Yeah.
as a vague rundown, obviously
Yeah.
it's a raw and emotional thing. What was basically happening?
It
there?
was basically just like, because people don't realise, at the end of January, I had 300K, and by the middle of April, I had 850. So like, I literally like nearly tripled my following in the space of like 2 months. So like, that's not 2 months.
I'm just gonna bypass that one.
Yeah, whatever. And then, but some of the videos were getting so many views. I had like 5 videos get over like 9 or 10 mil. Like it was crazy.
That's massive.
But the amount of hate was ridiculous. Like it was like I literally couldn't deal with it because it was just so much like attention, and every video I was getting was like getting like nearly a mil.
So how did you feel when like obviously these comments and stuff come in?
Because it would be like the thing is, what really pisses me off with like TikTok as well is like it says like liked. Like it was said that this comment's been liked with this fucking love English so much. This amount of people. So like it would be like, oh, like some guy would be like, oh, like you're ugly or like you're a man. And it would have like a few thousand likes. So like, fucking hell, like this many people think that.
So
or
do you
agree
not
with that.
you feel like it's not just the likes and the people who agree with it is
Yeah.
the amplification of what
Yeah,
the
it
comment
means
is.
that all these people think the same.
It's like, when someone comes onto your video and they're just like, they'll say
Yeah.
something, or if someone tries to ratio you, it's funny if it
Yeah.
doesn't do well, you're like, fuck off. But then if it's so
Yeah.
many people you feel like being ganged up on.
Exactly, yeah. But I feel like also just TikTok's a lot more harsh than like Instagram or
It is,
YouTube.
especially for girls more
Yeah.
than guys. Like men on TikTok, primarily like young
Yeah,
US audience men,
yeah.
just love to fucking. They like to call people snowflakes, but then they get
Yeah.
upset by pronouns. You know what I
But
mean?
all
Fuck off.
all my boy mates I do TikTok literally get zero hate. Or like they get away with so much as well. Like when this whole like COVID stuff was happening, they were like meeting up and doing whatever. And because all the the audience is predominantly girls, like they didn't really give a shit because they fancied them. But like all the girls were getting rinsed for literally going outside the house.
But in contrast with yours, surely you've told me downstairs you get loads of comments about people saying like you've inspired them and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So surely like
Yeah, no,
but you don't realise
yeah.
them ones, do you?
Yeah, you don't focus on the positives. I feel like that's
You focus on them when you're happy.
yeah. But also like someone will say that, like someone will be like, oh, like you look amazing. But then you go on the replies, it'd be like 50 boys, but no, she doesn't. So like that's what I focus on. If that makes sense.
Because it always just sticks out more. But
Yeah.
you should take pride in knowing in the fact that someone's like, you've made me feel
Yeah.
comfortable in my own skin. Like,
facts.
because obviously you've had your own struggles, and if you've helped somebody
Yeah.
like get over the same issues that you've been experiencing, it's a good
Yeah.
feeling. So
But I also like now that I can literally be like, I made you bothered. Like, I'm going.
Yeah, so you're at that level now. So like
Yeah.
other people, like let's say there's someone watching that's trans and wants to start content
Yeah.
creation. Obviously at the start, if they get hate, it's gonna affect them. So like
Facts.
what would you say is like a good way to deal with it, or is it just
I just don't read it at this point. That's what I would say. Like, I'll read my comments for the first like 10 minutes before it gets on the For You page, and I just won't check it. Because your first like few minutes will be like people that actually like watch you. They'll be like commenting like first, like they're the people that I will interact with. But after that, just don't pay attention to people. There's no point in paying attention to people that don't fucking like you. Like, why would you care? Like, if someone doesn't think that, if someone's like, oh, you're a man, like clearly I won't give a shit about your opinion, like because you don't give a shit about me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why would I care what you think?
What I find like the best is like when you don't, your content isn't like preachy or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're literally taking the piss.
Yeah.
So why can't people just take the piss, but in like not a bad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it offends people.
Yeah, and most of my like content's literally just like skits. Like they're not like
Yeah.
they're literally fake scenarios. People get mad. I'm like, that never happened. Like
There was a TikTok where you were saying about like this guy with a small dick or something. I
Yeah.
was literally fucking creased
yeah,
at it.
I think they're jokes. Like, not to like pat myself on the back, but
Yeah, no,
They're
that's
all
fine.
right.
Yeah,
They're not
thank
good.
you.
They're
You
like
said
5
you-
out of 10. Yeah.
thank you. like your jokes.
That's generous, isn't it?
I think it's a thing where you can probably take some sort of pride in the fact that if someone does make a comment like that, not only do you know that you're living rent free and some
Yeah.
person
it's
is
pretty
poor
sick.
scullered, but you've got I just find it very strange. Like you've got
Yeah.
some people who are so intimidated by just
Yeah.
what another person does, whether they are just
Like-
happy.
The
or
thing
anything
is,
else.
they're always the people, like what I was saying, they're always the first to call someone a snowflake, but then
Yeah.
they get upset about something that doesn't bother. It's always confused me, like whether it's to do with racism, homophobia, sexuality. It's like, why does what someone else does, why does that bother you so
Yeah,
much?
facts. Like I posted this TikTok that was like me coming out to like my boy group chat, and it got like fucking like 11 or 12.
That was
views.
wholesome, that one.
Yeah,
That was really-
it
that was
like-
really
Yeah,
sweet.
and that was people thought it was fake, but it was real.
Really?
But it had like something like fucking like over like 30,000 shares or something ridiculous. I was like, I've been in so many boy group chats. I was like, go me, like fuck it. Like I was like proud of myself.
That's the thing, when you see a TikTok, right? Sometimes obviously that one banged, but when you see a TikTok that's got like 1,000 likes but got 3,000 shares.
I know. That's
You're
what
almost like, oh fuck's
Like,
sake.
God's
3,000
sake,
shares, but 1,000
It's
likes.
almost like that Get Out
It's
guy.
it's always like it's always people.
Is that like the equivalent of like when you see on Twitter someone's got like 20 likes but like 1,000 quote retweets?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
They've just said
Literally
something
that.
raucous.
Yeah. Do you ever see a TikTok that has like 1 million views and will have like a few thousand likes because they're saying something so dodgy? And it was just like, it just has, yeah. And the comments like fucking ridiculous.
You can't check who likes stuff on TikTok either,
No.
can you?
No.
Wait, you can check who likes your videos, but
Yeah, but
If
only
you,
yours.
If you get like the notification, you can click on it and it will tell you who's liked it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
but
that's a
I mean,
trick. No,
But like,
one's fucking-
Yeah,
but like
if I
I
was
can't go on.
searching for the
I
millions.
can't go onto your videos on TikTok
Yeah.
and check to see who's liking comments and liking
facts,
the
no,
things.
you can't see anything.
Because if it was something like when we were talking about a comment which particularly, I like English too. If a comment which particularly gets to you, or whether it's just something just aggressive, like
Yeah.
something not necessary, if you could check to see who was liking what,
yeah.
then people will probably feel less inclined to like something
Fact.
which was actually abusive.
But I don't think people say like, oh, why don't you block them or filter your comments? I only have like, my boy name is filtered in my comments. That's the only thing that's really filtered, I think. I don't block people because...
Why?
Obvious.
It's boosting you in the algorithm, yeah.
facts. Like when I go live and people will give me hate, I'm like, you're literally giving me money. Like,
I didn't know that you could filter name
Yeah.
like words for comment
you
sections. 'cause that's-
can. I think I have like a few things filtered, just like mean stuff. Apart from that, I know people that have like hundreds of words filtered because it's really bad.
Charlie's quickly going to put
Yeah.
old.
Short.
Old, short Wayne Lineker. That's it. We have a thing, yeah. When I had my hair silver, that call me Wayne Lineker, and we're having this thing. I just log on Antisocial Instagram, and he keeps refollowing Wayne Lineker like
Is
every
that-
single day.
Is that the guy that like? is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
marrying.
Yeah,
That's the guy.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the guy.
yeah.
That's a guy.
Makes sense, you know.
Yeah,
That kind of. You're same age.
He's
Bell,
a bit
man.
older.
But like for when I seen your video when you were talking about like I hate being trans and I was just watching, I felt so bad because obviously you've came such a long way,
Yeah.
and you've done so much and you've put so much of your personal life out there,
Yeah.
and regardless of what people's beliefs are, I don't give a fuck. Like it
Yeah.
made me sad that they can't just respect you, let alone gender aside sexuality, just
Yeah.
respect you as a person. It made me feel really shit because that's what you
I think
deserve.
That video was also like a build up because I sort of been like boosted to this platform, but like it's a bit overwhelming, especially when like I was 17, like, and to be boosted to like millions of views every day. It's a lot.
0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, like it was a lot, especially because this industry is just so like fake.
Cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one TikTok I wanted to mention as well. I think you made it into a YouTube video as well. You'd done your
Hormones.
first hormones.
Yeah.
With your mum.
Yeah, that did really well on YouTube.
Yeah, that got like 150, 160?
Yeah, it's literally, I think it's like, over 100k.
Because it's really interesting. I'm sitting here and
Yeah.
I'm really interested. Could you explain, like, I've got a mate who's trans, who's been on, obviously, the male version, so I'm not too sure, like, I know his journey, but in terms of your journey, I'd like to...
Yeah, so I think with hormones, it depends on everyone. It also depends on, like, what your, like, mum is like. So, like, with me, like, basically, it helps you grow your boobs, your, like, body hair thins out, like, your face changes completely, your hair grows thicker, like, you just feel a lot more, like, emotional. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, I think I was on hormones at the start as well, so that's probably why I was, like, literally a state, because I was like, this is literally my hormones, because I'm literally, like, because obviously your body's literally, like, changing completely, and I haven't started blockers yet. So when I start blockers, like...
Can I ask what blockers are?
Yeah.
Basically, it just blocks out, like, the testosterone in your body. So I won't have that much male hormones anymore. So I'll be, like, fully... That's when I'll be, like, a state.
Because didn't you say you were on like the waiting list
yeah.
on the NHS for like 4 years?
Yeah, I had to go private, literally.
Is that expensive?
Like a few hundred, but it's like 30 quid, 40 quid a month.
What are these hormones? Because I know you get, like, gel injections.
Yeah.
Like, what ones is the ones you're on?
I tried the pill, and as you can tell, didn't deal with it very well. So I decided I'm now taking a cream that I just put on my shoulders.
Just a cream?
Yeah. Like, just like one plop there, one
That's
plop
so
there.
interesting. How does that work? Like, does it just
Don't
get
ask
absorbed
me.
into your bloodstream?
I
What-
literally got like a 4 in science. Like,
That'd be your dream. Loves a
Right,
cream.
well, I don't think it would have worked for psoriasis, would it?
You should look at testosterone, it might help you grow.
What is going on?
Yeah, what's the opposite for blockers?
Yeah.
Adders?
Can you get growth stuff? Have you tried that?
Does it look like he's tried that?
Is it actually possible though? Like,
I don't know. I
the one that we
haven't
had
Googled
website-
it every day of my life.
I know you get anti-growth stuff because I had a mate who was like really tall when we were like 8,
That's not
9,
gonna help
and now
you.
he's really small.
aww.
I don't
Oh,
think
well,
that-
Lionel Messi had them, didn't he?
That's human
I've
growth
never met him,
hormone.
mate.
That's literally steroids.
Yeah.
No, so with the whole like transitioning process of it,
Yeah.
doing that with your mum, do you feel like that's kind of support with your mum is something which is so important
Me and mum
to
was
you?
so close, like from transitioning, because before, like when I was a boy, like I was always like quite like a daddy's boy. I always did sports. I was forced to do them, but I just spat. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
He likes it.
Cam likes that.
And like basically when I started transitioning, my parents like separated, so like it was just me and my mum, so we just became really close, and like I said, like, we're more like sisters. To be
Not
honest.
the best of timing.
Is that
No.
important, that relationship for you, though, during it?
Like, to be fair, like, they never were close when I was younger. Like, it was never, like, a thing of, like, I never had, like, my parents, they didn't argue, but, like, dad slept on the sofa, like, he snores like a fucking pig, like, but, like, so, there's no offense, Dad, if you're watching. I don't think you watch this, not gonna lie to you guys.
All right, calm down.
No, it's a great podcast.
Quite big, you know.
But yeah, so, like, I think me transitioning was, like, just before it started happening, so it was just all happened at once. And I was doing it at school as well, which wasn't great, but...
So,
That must have been hard.
yeah, during
Yeah.
that journey, do you feel quite alone?
Yeah, I had no friends. I was annoying though, so I think it was more my personality, to be honest. But
Can tell.
The thing is, I'm not the sort of... Thank you. Excuse me. He likes me now. We're in the same club. But like, I feel like I didn't complain because I knew people that had it so much worse than me. Like, I never got... not beaten up, but I definitely got pushed around a bit. But, like, I know people that got beaten up every day, like, on the daily. Like, you can relate probably.
Same time, 12
Do
o'clock.
you actually?
No.
Oh, God, I feel really
Lewis really tried to relate. So,
I don't know.
no.
By my brothers, I did definitely,
Oh.
but never in the corridors of that. No.
I was wondering, you kind of briefly mentioned, we briefly mentioned about the TikTok coming up to your mail group
Yeah.
chat. That kind of support that came from that, for someone who might not actually know what that is or
Yeah.
what happened, what was that situation like? Were you nervous
Basically,
to?
yeah, I was literally shitting it. Like, the thing is, because it wasn't that bad compared to most people because I was like gay and wore makeup and I was really feminine anyway. So, but a lot of my friends just didn't really know about the feminine side because I never used to post it. So then, I I feel like boys are just less accepting than girls generally, especially when you're young. So I was alright with the girls. Like, I wasn't that nervous, to be honest. But with the boys, I was like, because I valued my boy friendships quite a lot because it's like, the lads, or being 6'3" and that. Yeah, but I didn't think they'd actually take it well. But they didn't go to my school. Like, it was like, that was my group from like, I used to do drama when I was younger, so that was from them. But then at school, I didn't really have any boy mates because, no one really fucked with the gay kids, not gonna lie.
So when was like you in your head you were like, I'm gonna come out with them? When did that decision come?
It was really, because I didn't really know, my opinion on trans people was just like, because I'd only seen like a man in a wig. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in like, I wouldn't agree with that if I were you. I think it's people like cancelled. Like, just like, when you see like downtown, like someone that didn't really pass very well, I was like, if that's what like a trans person is, I didn't really want to be that.
Are we talking about like drag? Or
Yeah, like that's
Okay.
like a drag queen is like what my like
Perception.
Of like that's because that's all I ever grew up with.
Okay.
And then when like I started going on YouTube, and I saw people like Nikita Dragon or like Gigi Gorgeous. I can't fucking speak. Like Gigi Gorgeous, like they're massive like trans YouTubers. I was like, oh my god, they look fucking great. Didn't realize they were trans at the time. Found out, and was like, there we go. It was like a puzzle. Like,
Do you feel
final
like
piece.
that could have been something where you feel like was lacking representation for
Yeah.
what you truly
There's
felt
no
you
one
were?
in the UK, like especially young as well. Like, I never got like taught about it at school either. Not
You,
really.
you don't.
No.
You just don't.
I had to like. I feel like when I tell people now about I'm the one to educate people because they don't get taught about it at school. They don't know anything about it.
And I feel like that's like people will always say that we live in like a homophobic, transphobic society, but I feel like the development that we have had as a society in the last 10 years, like the last 10 years, has been so much progress, especially
Even like since I first came out to how it is now, it's a massive difference.
And when did you come out?
Like, oh fuck, I was like year 10. So I'm year 13 now.
Was the first person you came out with your parents?
Yeah, and my friends, and then I came out to school. I actually changed my name. Oh, don't talk about it. I changed my name to Selena and started wearing like a really curly wig. I generally thought I was Latina. It was awful. It was actually
Like
really
Gomez?
embarrassing. Yeah, because I was a big fan at the time, clearly.
So how were you feeling when you were about to come out your parents?
I thought my mum would be fine. They basically said they were quite like, they were right with it. They just said like, just see if it's a phase. If it's not a phase, we'll go to doctors. If it is, then, fair enough.
Can I just ask, how do you approach a situation like that? In your own head?
Yeah.
What was...
Like, what's my advice to come out?
Yeah, like bluntly, like where were you?
I did it in the car, which probably wasn't the best idea in case someone crashed. But I'd say if I could do it again...
just drives off the bridge.
Nope.
I'd say like if my advice to do it now would be definitely inside at home, first of all. Second of all, like I think everyone can sort of like somewhat guess what their parents are going to be like roughly. Like I helped a friend come out and I basically like told her to watch like something with her parents about trans people and see what they were saying about it. Okay. And they were like, oh, like they seemed quite accepting. So she just sort of had a chat with them. I think if you just ask for them to support you and just like say like, it might be a phase, don't really know what I'm doing, like I'm just gonna see what happens. And then if they're a good parent, like they'll love you either way, regardless.
What was the initial response then when you said it?
I think they both started crying in the car. It's a bit awkward. I'm not much of a crier.
Can I ask, how old were you here and had you started transitioning yet?
I told them literally like the first day. It was like as soon as I knew what like trans properly was, it was like I came out literally a few hours later to my parents.
How old were you here?
Like 13. I actually knew from the get-go because like it was like I was gay and I came out as gay. Everyone knew from the start. Like, and then it got like progressively, and I'm gonna say progressively worse. Like, I just got
Progressively gayer and more gayer. You are the
Like,
super gay.
It started like me doing my brows, and it was like wigs, makeup, the whole shebang. So then like they weren't shocked, but I think. Wait, what was your question?
That's a good question. I forgot as well.
Oh, like how do I know? Because that's what I was on about. But it never like I never felt full as a person. Like, I felt like something was missing. And then even now I speak to like I speak to my nan, and she was like, ever since you were younger, like you wanted to like. I remember one time some kid like this is so weird to say, but like some kid walked past my like, oh, scratching your table, walked past my like road, and they were going to my school. I was like, oh, like you'll see me there. I'll be like the boy in the dress. Like I'm gonna be a girl. And I was like literally like 6.
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
so
shit.
like when people say it's a choice, I don't know. Like, I've literally never known anything different.
Yeah, I'm always interested to hear about it just because you don't really know. And I think a lot of people would be curious to know because you get it when people, they feel like there's something missing or there's some sort of confusion.
Yeah.
Like, was there a point in your life that was vividly there and you were like...
I just felt lost. Like I started doing drag to like try and get somewhere, but it just wasn't like...
fulfilling.
Yeah, it just was shit. Like I just hated it. And I was like, why do I hate this? Because this is like... I look like a girl and I enjoyed it. And then as soon as I found out, that's literally from there now, here I am now.
Do you feel like with this is I feel like more of a hypothetical, but if you felt like transgenders were represented better in the educational system, do you feel like it might have been a process for you that you could have understood your own identity earlier? Because
I feel like I came out and everyone around me didn't really know what trans was, because no one, you don't when you're like young, like you don't even get taught in like, what do you have, like PSHA?
Like 10 years ago, if someone said trans to you, you'd think drag queen.
Yeah. Even now people think, but not to that extent. Like I was coming out, I was like, what is that? Like, is she a girl now? Is she like, how do we call her she? Like no one really knew. So, I mean, I think if it definitely would have made my school experience a lot easier if people understood what I was going on about. Because like, so now I go out a lot more because I turned 18, like,
come on the sesh, yeah.
But,
Sorry.
lads. Like, what was I saying? Yeah, like since I started going out more and like I've spoken to the boys that used to like give me shit at school, like we just didn't understand you, like, because we never knew what. Now they've watched some of the videos about me like saying about school and how much I hated it. They were like, we were such dickheads to you in school, but like we didn't know at the time.
That's
And I'm friends with them, a lot of them now, because they've grown up a lot.
So obviously they were quite young at the time, but what about the teachers? Like, how did they react?
God, that was an interesting one. Like,
that must be really hard, especially when you made that decision. You're like, oh, my parents are accepting that's down. Now we have to. How are students and teachers?
They were fine with me changing my name, but I had like a massive fiasco with toilets the whole way through school.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like I never was allowed in the girls' toilets. Well, I always used to sneak in. Felt like a paedophile, but you'd understand.
You'd understand. Why don't you just talk amongst yourselves, you know?
Yeah, like how did that feel when you were transit? And like, did you have a point where teachers were like, you can't go in the girls' toilets?
They were like, so I got shouted at one time, and someone was like, literally this teacher, I remember her. If you're watching, Miss Lewis, I don't like you.
Fuck you, Miss Lewis.
Yeah, fact. She sat me down in the room. She was like, you are a boy, like as in like you're still physically a boy. You're not allowed in the toilets. And I was like,
how old were you at this point?
Literally 14.
So you were 14. Did you? Apologies if I've got the timeline wrong. Were you gay at this point, or
no?
I
came out like that. Was like after I came out. So like
came out as gay or as transgender? As trans.
So literally like after I came out, obviously the first thing was like, oh, I can go into girls' toilets. Wasn't allowed. And then but they also made it out like she was like, what if like a girl was there and she's like getting changed? Who
gets changed in a toilet?
And she made it like a fucking room that everyone just sits and pisses like a fucking stream.
And the worst part is they sit there and you're like, even if that was the case, I'm not fucking into them. I'm not into them.
I was like, I'm bi now, but at the time I was like, I'm literally into men. Like it's very clear that before I was literally very gay. Like it's obvious. I'm not gonna go there. And like also like I went sexually assaulted like a child. Like
yeah, you're instantly like a rapist.
Yeah, like it was so weird. And like they take like a statistic online of like one weird guy that dressed up as a woman went into a fucking toilet, and that's like.
Sorry.
Just run that through. Yeah, sorry.
Bad guys, sorry.
You fucked it for us all.
I'm really sorry, but I should have thought about you at that time.
Yeah,
Not
and
like that.
they just run with that and say like everyone's a paedophile. It's like really.
It's very, very strange how people try to justify like injustice by stating it's just basically just prejudice. Like that statement in itself, if you did identify that way, you need a piss or a shit if you want to go to the toilet, not to sexually molest someone at school.
I had like
Just sit and wait in the toilet.
Yeah.
Wait till I get my hands on you.
Surely there's a better place to do it.
Yeah, no, I can't see.
I've just got a weird scenario in my head that someone's gone to the cubicle at school and Belle's just sat there just like, I've been waiting for you.
6'3" in the corner.
Oh, Miss Lewis comes in. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Been waiting on you.
I know you want it.
I know, like, it is so, and I obviously none of us are at school now, so I can't talk on how well represented
Yeah.
the whole LGBTQIA plus community is nowadays.
Yeah.
But back when we were at school, God knows when Charlie was at school, there's probably still segregation. But, like, in terms of, like, everyone else at school, like...
Did you have chalkboards at school?
Sorry, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get the cane?
Only if we were good boys.
Did you have your balaclavas on for that?
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, like, how well was that whole community? I want to speak to everyone in your school. Like, for example, my school, my teacher, my PSC teacher was literally lesbian, and we never spoke about gay sex. It was always about straight sex.
I think he's gay.
And we only got taught straight relationships, straight sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, only now I was like, my teacher was actually gay. She must have felt so weird just talking about straight sex all the time.
I swear it was literally illegal for a while not to fucking talk about it. I'm being stupid.
It was illegal to be gay in my times.
Yeah.
To be fair, back then.
They've only just legalised it, and not like they've only like made it illegal to do conversion therapy now. Literally, like,
Yes,
2 years
I saw
ago.
that. And I thought that was a strange one because it was like, obviously it's a victory, but I
like-
didn't even realise it was fucking legal in
Yeah,
England. I thought it was an
yeah.
American thing.
Yeah,
I was like, well, we can't even celebrate this.
It's actually weird that we talk about this. Me and Evie were watching a conversion therapy documentary last
You were
night.
both converting.
We were trying to convert ourselves back to hetties,
Hetties, yeah.
dirty hetties. And in every state in America, there's conversion therapy camps. Every state.
It's fucking.
Every state.
state?
And
I didn't get it. Like, what's it gonna do?
but we were pissing ourselves laughing because do you know what they were getting them to do?
What?
There was these guys and they were speaking like this, and they were getting them to do theatre, and I was like, if you're wanting to make someone straight, then
know.
don't get them to do theatre.
I can just imagine it's like a room. They make them do press ups like, I am straight. I am straight. Like,
Yeah, why would you like fucking if you're trying to make someone straight, make them perform in hairspray?
No, I was. Do you know what was it? Do you know what making them perform? Jack and the Beanstalk. Literally Jack and the Beanstalk.
Climb into the
Wait.
homosexual-
No word of a lie. They were
Climbing.
yeah. They were. Oh, Jack, your beanstalk's your beanstalk's so big. Oh, I'm never gonna be able to take
Giant.
that. And it was weird. They were making them at Jack and the Beanstalk, and
God.
the magic
flick
seeds
my bean,
were
Jack.
supposed to be making them straight. The magic seeds were supposed to be making them straight. Fucking weird.
God.
And I was like, theatre is probably the thing that made me buy.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, like, whilst that is bizarre, and I completely empathise with those poor people in those areas. We were talking about school and how representation is like important.
Yeah.
Like for me at my school, which like I'll be really honest with you, like I'm quite ignorant for a lot
Yeah.
of things, but I also don't really give a shit. If you
Yeah.
get what I mean. But that can come across as like microaggressions and
Yeah.
things like that, which have apparently have been a thing. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to come across that way, but simply because I don't have prejudice like that, where I
Yeah.
would want to discriminate.
See, yeah, I'm the
By
same.
ignorance, you can discriminate?
Like, for example, like now, like even people that like are non-binary and like what's the word, like gender fluid and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my opinion, I don't fully understand it as obviously you can't fully understand something. Like you guys would never understand being trans because you're just not. But like I've always been the sort of person like I'll respect you, do what you want, I'll call you what you
want
whatever
to be called.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not that sort of person. So like I've never like I literally agree with you. I was the second trans person at my school.
At your school?
Which is really weird because like everyone else would have probably been the first, but there's a girl called Campbell and like she's huge now. She's like been on TV and stuff. Yeah, we went to the same school, which is really weird. But she was before me, so like she went through the same stuff. But
Wow.
I know, but like a few years before me, she's like 20 something.
It's like the cultivation of transgender at
Yeah.
school. Wow. You are influencing, pioneering.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, she's so famous at the time. And she had like 20K, and now I'm like, fucking hell, like.
So
Yeah.
are you from like a small town?
Yeah, I literally live in like it's a place called Leighton Buzzard. It's probably like fucking population like probably like a few like.
Few people.
So
Four.
obviously,
No.
4 people.
Half
Me, my
transgender.
mum, and my dad, and Campbell.
so obviously, like, if you're trans, would people like the different schools would they kind of know?
Everyone knew,
Yeah.
and like it got like to like the surrounding areas like Milton Keynes. Like, everyone sort of knew how it was, and it didn't help when I started doing TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
I just had a tick as you said TikTok, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Scarred for it. Well, that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, like from TikTok, like then everyone knew about me and trans. Like in the whole fucking, my grandparents didn't really understand like the whole like followers thing, but as soon as I was in the LBO, which is like the local newspaper, fucking hell, she's famous. I was like, God, okay,
What were you in that for?
Literally just, I think I hit like 100k. They're like, oh my God, it was like, a little, like, it was like a tiny little thing being like Bel Priestley hit like 100k. My grandpa's like, fucking, let's like cut it out.
That can get you verified these days, though.
It can.
So cut that out.
Send it to Twitter in the mail.
TikTok won't verify me. It's really sad.
Oh,
No,
even I'm verified. That's
like I don't think I read. Are you actually?
Wait,
Yes.
she was going on about all the fucking
It's 'cause
contacts she's got.
it's because I'm verified in other social
Yeah,
platforms.
but I don't reach requirements apparently. How much do you need? Fucking like 5 minutes.
You need fit as fuck like me,
Yeah.
and you get it.
One day.
Wait, is it because you're verified on other
And no, it's because I'm fit as fuck. But no, yeah.
How do you get verified on? Especially you have to.
It's because I'm verified
like,
on
articles.
YouTube and Twitch, so they were like,
You can get
okay,
verified on YouTube.
yeah.
Jesus.
When you
Christ.
hit 100k, you can get
I
verified.
actually don't know anything about YouTube because I feel like it's such a different platform. But like TikTok's so weird compared to YouTube because like it's like such a lesser platform in a way, like money and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, the followers don't carry the exact
Yeah.
same. Like 1 million on TikTok versus 1 million on YouTube or Twitch.
Like,
It's like
I've been paid more for branders on YouTube than I have for TikTok.
literally.
How much you got on YouTube?
For like 30k.
You mentioned your grandparents there talking about your TikTok. I hope they're still alive. If so, how was their reaction to you coming out? Like, because obviously they come from a different generation completely.
I mean, it's quite funny. I just sort of let my granddad do his own thing, to be honest. Like, he like, come on, boy, let's go. Like, but he doesn't like, they're not in like, I don't care because he's just cute.
like a dog.
Like, yeah, like,
Come on, boy.
come on, lad. Like, one time there was a taxi driver and he was saying to people, I was like, can you like, my grandson's here, come pick him up. And I was like, oh my God. And the guy was looking at me like, grandson. Me like a full like night out dressed like, really, thank you. But yeah, I just like let them do their own thing. They respect it. They just don't understand it, which is fair.
So with your granddad there, he's obviously, you're saying he's not being like derogatory, that's just
him.
Yeah.
But I'm not the sort of I feel like everyone said this, that I'm not the sort of person to like, say for example, one of you messed up and called me a boy, like said like, oh, he backed or something. Like I'm like, you're fucking transphobic. Like some people get really aggressive. People make mistakes. Like it's just, granted, my granddad's made them quite a few times. But I mean like it's just, you have to like,
Is that hard for people that have knew you their whole life because they're used to calling
yeah,
you?
like now everyone's used to call me Bella, but for a while like people call me B because like yeah, because it's similar to Bella. So like they just call me that for then, and they just like extended it after time.
I feel like it's quite it depends on like for me for visual appearance.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like
Yeah.
forgive the ignorance. Like I don't
No,
want
people
to
say
be
that.
like, but you look like a
Yeah,
woman, so
people,
therefore I would say
people
she.
say that like I know that I do get like better treatment because I pass. Like, because some people that wouldn't like, say for example, like you can be like a trans girl and like have like literally like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
if you identify as a girl, you identify as a girl. Doesn't matter what you look like. Like that's how you are inside. So like, but people don't understand that. People like but I think that's just humans in general. Like people put an image to like a gender because you have to. That's like
It's
that's
just how
like
your brain
society.
works.
Yeah, like if someone opens a door.
Yeah.
And like for you, and you said, "Oh, like, thank you, sir," and like they could identify as a girl, but you wouldn't know that just because you go off looks.
So-
That's just how we are. as
So
society.
for me, you know how you have like the whole pronoun thing?
Yeah.
If you can help me,
Yeah.
you might not be able to. I do not understand they, them. Because for me, grammatically, it doesn't make sense. Because in
Right.
my head, I think it belongs to him, to her. It does not belong to they. Like
Yeah.
they is plural to me.
Right.
So I don't get it.
basically, so
it belongs to-
my understanding is that non-binary
Yeah.
is people that don't identify with a girl or a guy. They're just sort of like they're not either. So they means like it's not as like it's not calling them a girl. It's not calling them a boy. So I think that's what I mean.
Then
Isn't that
you-
like Demi Lovato's?
Yeah.
she
Did
just
you,
came
did you
out.
see that thing that was like on? It was like themy.
That's quite good.
Is hers she they or they them? Is it they them now? Like
Yeah,
because I'm an idiot. When people identified it, do you know how they obviously got in there? When it said she they, I
Yeah.
thought it meant they didn't like her,
Yeah.
but they only like she. I was like that's so confusing, but it's not. I mean she her and they them. I was like that makes so much more
Do you see the
sense.
thing- do you remember like Sam Smith like first came out as like
Oh, yeah.
non-binary?
So
Literally
much
put, like,
hate.
It was like he this like in this fucking news article because like Sam Smith was just like he's just come out as like non-binary. Like you're literally just calling him a man.
They did that to Demi Lovato the other day as well. They did
Really?
it. They went she just came out as
Like,
non-binary.
like for example, I probably said to you a minute ago. Like it's just like it's like it takes your brain like a minute to get used to, but after a while, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is what I don't understand. Well, I understand it with pronouns, but the thing is because it doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah.
I find it really hard. It's empathy.
Yeah.
But if it's someone just like I want to be identified as this, I'll be like, okay, you identify as a woman because that's what you see in yourself. However, if like my pronouns are this, I'll be like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but I don't mean like I don't care like you're not valid.
Yeah,
It's like I just don't care because I don't.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know if that makes sense.
I get it to a certain extent. I don't have an issue with people being like, but when it gets to the fact that like people, it'll be so far from like normal, like society's normal. It'd be like fucking like, I don't know, like bloody like GF, whatever, like that's their fucking pronoun. And then like they'll be so strict on people like calling them that. And if they fuck up, then like literally have a go at them. That's when I don't agree with it because people, no one's like gonna purposely like, well, some people do, but like,
But
I would never purposely like call someone the wrong pronoun. But if I did it by accident, like, just correct me.
Can you enlighten me and also the viewers on like bounds for allyship? Because I think the term like being like an ally for me over the last 6 months or something has been something where for me, if you're for me personally, I'm not someone who has ever been oppressed, but if your intentions are there, for me, that would be to be an ally. However, I feel like I have been I wouldn't say that on the receiving end, I've come across badly for some people and other people do, where they're like not considered to be on their side.
Yeah, I never really get that sort of stuff. I think everyone should just support everyone and like fight for everyone's justice. I think that's just like fair. I don't think that's like I don't feel like that's like too much to ask for, to be honest. Like even like for example like with like the whole like George Floyd and like I fucking stood up for black. I'm not black, but I'll stand up for Black Lives Matter because that's
allyship.
Yeah, it's just you just stand up for other people that are like being treated wrongly.
That's one thing I do love about the whole LGBTQ plus community.
It is a strong community.
You will like a gay person will ally with a trans person. Like everyone like works together for their own rights.
Sometimes gay people are transphobic to me, which makes no sense.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like they'll say like, oh, it's a choice, but it's like I could say the same for you. Do you know what I mean?
that does happen. Within those communities through groups of oppression where you have other oppression, you know.
Yeah.
So with like the black community and with other actually there's colorism.
Yeah.
So if a black person will be like prejudiced towards another person because of the tone of their skin color. Yeah. As in like a specific type of skin color
even
is
like,
more attractive.
Even like
it's fucked.
Yeah, like even I was on a shoot yesterday. I was speaking to certain models, and they were all. One boy was light skinned, one boy was black, and they were talking about the difference in the way people like. The light skinned boy has been told before, like you'll do, like you'll just like. Whereas like the other black boy will not get certain jobs because he's black, even at the modelling industry. It's crazy. Like it's like there's still that sort of like injustice there as well. But it's like it's such a small thing, but you wouldn't notice it because I feel like there's so many brands that like, for example, like LGBT months rolling around. I already know fucking bank balance is going up because they just like chuck them on every fucking campaign.
For you, for brand deals, have you like ever had a brand not want to work with you because you're trans, or in contrast to that, had a brand work with you because?
Oh, I get because I'm trans all the time. Like,
how do you view those?
It is money. But like
20 grand.
You want to include me? I'll charge double. Like, but yeah, it'll be like I'll get so many brands that I've like never worked with before. Be like, Pride Month.
Are you just like?
I was gonna ask that because I saw something the other day where I do feel like you want trans and like minorities, like regardless of what it is. You want that kind of representation, but it's whether you think that these brands are being performative or whether it's their actual ethos.
Yeah, I feel like you can never really tell though.
No.
I think you can tell because sometimes they pay like trans people like people of colour like a lot worse.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I've known people to be like this on the same shoot, and like the black girl's been paid a lot less than the white girl.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. Or,
wow.
Like, the trans girl like has been paid less. It's crazy.
You get paid less?
I've never done a model shoot personally.
One thing about what you're saying about brands being, when you were saying about brands being performative, at the end of the day, if they are being performative, it's still putting out awareness, which I think is good.
Message,
like regardless if they mean it or not, it's still putting out a good message. So I personally don't mind it because I'm like they're still putting out a good message overall.
Facts. I agree with you, to be honest.
I mean, I don't agree, but I also do agree because I think for
Yeah.
you, like for you to say, for example, you know, you're talking about growing up, you didn't
Yeah.
have the accessibility to see that.
Yeah.
Then you see other content creators who are doing those kind of things. Now, say for example, you can manage to do just a campaign or a shoot
Yeah.
where you are a transgender represented person during Pride Month.
Yeah.
And this company doesn't actually give a shit whether you're transgender. Like, they'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, we just need a transgender
Yeah.
for the podcast. Don't care about you, don't care about your
Yeah,
history,
yeah,
don't care
yeah,
about
yeah.
anything about your story. I personally think that is, what's the word for it? They're just taking...
Like
they're,
using
They're
it.
taking the
yeah,
piss.
they're taking
Yeah.
the fucking piss out of it, really. Like,
I
they're just
agree.
doing it to look better, but you could have an effect on someone who would be like...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But in the same way, I agree with you in the fact that, like, as a consumer, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference, and you're still like, say for example, there's a young trans person that isn't come out, and they see a trans person on like a billboard. Whether the brand actually gives a shit or not, the young trans person is still going to see the person on the billboard and be like, oh, like, I'm being represented either way.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
guess it's seeing the positive.
like, but I wouldn't ever work with. You can sort of tell.
Like, do you feel good in knowing the fact that you, with your social media following, you're going to be that figure that you wish you had when you were a little bit younger as well?
Yeah, I think because I'm also so young as well, and like I'm also not like an unrealistic. Because I feel like nowadays, like for example, like Nikita Dragon, like one, she's quite problematic, and two, like she's very like, I don't want to say fake, because I'm not the sort of person to bring down other girls, but she has like a lot of surgery, whereas I feel like I haven't had anything done, and like I'm just like quite an achievable like person to look up to, in my opinion. Like I don't think I'm too.
Yeah, because obviously it's a lot
Also,
of money, isn't
yeah,
it? Like,
there's no British trans girls that are really like, apart from like a few like older activists, there's no one really like.
So do you have like a plan that you're kind of like looking in the future where you kind of want to like, don't say reach as many people as possible, but you kind of
It's a career goal.
yeah, like a career kind of.
I want to make it into main media. That's like my aim in life. I feel like I don't want to just stay on social media.
Yeah, why
Well,
not?
I think we all sort of say that.
like a presenting job? Like, what's
I
your
don't know. Like,
type of-
I love music. I want to do music, but it's just like I want to make sure it's like I want to really. I'm the sort of person to like really perfect something before I would ever bring it out. And then I want to reach as many people, young people as possible. That's my plan. So I feel like TikTok is a great. That's why I like TikTok, because you can reach so many people from the start. Like, I have a friend that had like 200 followers and got a video like 2 mil, because you can just reach that many people like casually.
That's why I liked it. We've talked about it in the pod before, but it gives everyone a chance.
Yeah,
like
facts.
YouTube, you have to take years and years to build
Yeah.
up. Whereas TikTok's great. Someone can become famous literally overnight.
Bro,
like-
that's the best thing about TikTok,
Facts.
because it's like, it doesn't matter if you're poor, if you're rich, if you're this, if you're that, you're literally
Like-
everyone's a level playing field.
Like look at Ollie Buttle. Like
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a normal boy, comes from like a normal like area. Like he's not like rich or poor. Like he's just an average guy, and he's done so well.
Exactly, because it's just a level playing field. It's like
Yeah.
if you're funny, you will do well. Or if
Facts.
you're good at this, you will do well.
Exactly. The only thing that annoys me is people discredit me, but think that I just have followers just because I'm trans. But like, it's for my personality as well. Because like, there are trans girls that do it, but like, they're nowhere near as like as many followers as me, because I have the personality to back it. If that makes sense.
Is that something you're conscious of when like you started? Like, so you obviously want to try and branch out Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you like conscious that, okay, if I put my actual personality into this, people followers for there, or did you just kind of roll with it?
I think people like, I think I'm more followed for me now, but at the start I didn't really show my personality, because I feel like you're not comfortable on camera when you first start social media. Like, I look at my old videos, I feel like I'm quite comfortable now on YouTube, but like barely. I still get weird about filming on camera on YouTube. I still like, I'm not used to it as much.
It's a different skill. Do you know what I think?
It takes time, and it takes. It just happens, and I think this is what was good for us. We say the podcast, like being on camera and just having a normal conversation rather than like putting on a character that makes it so much easier to like gain the confidence.
Yeah, how do you find like this kind of thing where it's not just like short, like cut kind of content, like kind of long form?
See, I quite like it. I feel like it's a lot more chill than I thought it'd be. Like, I thought it'd be like, so like, this question, answer this question, where it's just like a
like
conversation.
an interview. Yeah, it's a conversation.
No, but I like it. I think it's like, I
You
enjoy
hear
it.
that, guys? She
Yeah,
likes
she
it.
likes it.
She likes it.
I do like
Yeah,
it.
she's not uncomfortable in any way. She loves.
And you, she likes it. And
Now
you
she's
should like the
uncomfortable.
video too.
Yeah, okay. One question I do want to ask is, do you drive?
No, right. Basically, my test is in.
So you are learning though.
You are learning.
6
40 minutes?
days.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like 10 minutes.
Off I'd pop 2 hours later. Go back on the M1. Yeah, and we're testing like a week.
So obviously when you pass your test, because you're going to pass it, you'll need like someone to insure you, won't you?
Yeah, I feel like, I'm sort of a bit stressed because so I need to change my depot.
You're stressed. Well, we'll take
Yeah,
the
you'll
stress
take
off
that
you.
stress
Take
away
all the
from
stress
you.
off you, Bill.
Have you guys, do any of you drive?
We all drive,
we do.
apart from
And
Charlie.
we're all insured by the lovely people at Adrian Flux.
Thank you. Adrian Flux are sponsoring the podcast.
Well, you guys are actually interested in me.
No, we are.
Thank you, Adrian Flux, for sponsoring this podcast. The beautiful people at Adrian Flux have been sponsoring us for almost a year now, and that's because we love them so much, because they are saving you so much money on your car insurance. Now, you're asking us, Cam, how can I save money on my next car insurance, fella? Basically, all you need to do is click the first link in the description, okay? It costs you nothing. Literally nothing. I tell you what it does cost you. 2 minutes of your time to see if you can save £600 on your next car insurance policy. Now, for young drivers, people that have just passed the test, you know, like when I just passed my test, the car insurance prices are ridiculous. So you always just need some help. If you can save 100 quid, 200 quid, just here and there, it really does help in the long run. So all I want you to do, click the first link in the description to see if you can save money on your next car insurance policy, and hopefully a black box deal with Adrian Flux can help you out.
So going back to the dating scenario, what's it like when you DM a guy or a girl, we're open here, date whoever you want, and you know that at some point, if they don't know you already, you're going to have to be like, by the way, I'm trans, and they're going to have to react to it in a certain way.
I feel like it makes dating so much harder, like, because I don't ever like get excited anymore, because I just, unless they know that I don't really get excited for someone anymore, because it's like you'd never know. And most of the time, like, guys turn me down, but they think, no, not turn me down. They just don't, they're just not really, they'll still find me attractive, but they'll be like, oh, I can't go there. But what it's more, I feel like what it more is now is like, it's not the fact that I'm trans, it's that I still don't have like the body parts that are their preferences, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, they won't care that I was born a boy, they'll care the fact that I still have a dick. Which is
That
fair.
is a blunt way to put it, but fair
It's
enough.
fair. It is fair. Like, I understand. I'm not the sort of person that everyone has a preference. So like, if you're like, if you can't really see past that, then
Because that's
it's
quite
not
a
gonna work.
debate online where people say, is it transphobic to not want to date a trans man / women?
Facts. Yeah, I don't think it's transphobic at all. I think it's problem.
I mean, for me, to speak very honestly on it, I feel like if you were to find someone who is a transgender and you find them personally attractive,
yeah,
I can just say outright, yeah, but I don't know how I would date someone
yeah.
with a dick,
Yeah.
like, to be
Because
blunt about
sex
it.
is really important in a relationship.
Very.
And all right,
Very.
very
Didn't mean it
important.
that. I didn't mean it. I was just agreeing with you. I didn't mean it that intense. So please continue, because now I just sound like a freak.
Get the balaclavas out.
Like, obviously, like, you know, if you're attracted to vagina, then it's just a bit like a sticky one.
It's just a dick. It does remind me of the Thailand Jeffrey video. Do you remember? Do you remember that? Do you know?
I don't know if it's before my time.
It was the thing is, like, it was a whole thing that went viral. It was a guy from, I think, from Leicester, filming his experience in Thailand with a transgender.
Yeah.
And it was in those times when it was out, like a
Yeah.
viral, very funny thing. But now, looking back on it, could probably be perceived in a really like bad light, because he was
Yeah.
kind of mocking it. But he
Right.
was having sex with this person, if you
Yeah,
get what I
it's
mean.
Extreme, isn't it?
It was a bit. But the thing,
Prank gone wrong.
yeah, prank. Whoops. But he was just like, oh, show us your dick and everything, like that kind of stuff. Like, it was
Yeah.
very like intense. I can't
God.
imagine what that person would have felt like.
Yeah,
Do you get
I mean,
me?
personally, when I, you know,
Participate.
I'm still a virgin.
Hmm?
I'm still a virgin.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
You've got a seal of approval.
Look at him. He's
I
looking
thought that.
Fair enough.
guys.
fair enough.
It's always so deep into the mic when he says it.
I'm just
He
here.
doesn't blink
Come on,
when he
can
does
I
it. He
sex?
doesn't blink when he does it. Fair enough.
I mean, fair enough.
I'm just having a conversation.
I don't want someone to do anything with me down there. I think that's like not odd, because I mean everyone has anything, but I just wouldn't. That's just weird.
Yeah, everyone's different.
This
aren't
was
they?
a conversation that actually came up recently.
Yeah.
Is it something where obviously you identify as a woman?
Yeah.
So is that something that you try and not even like pretend that it isn't there? Is it just something that you just
It's not a body part that you really like. I just don't like really like. It's just like the thing is, some trans people have it a lot worse than me. Some people are really comfortable with it. There's a lot of trans girls that keep it, like, and there's some trans girls that literally like. I know people that can't like shower like wearing like shorts.
Really?
And like have to like fully be like tucked all the time. Whereas like, I personally, I'm just like, I feel like I'm quite a logical person. I'm just like, it's there. It's gonna be gone soon. Fingers crossed. See you later, mate. So
Bye.
off the top. So like, I'm just like, until then, like I just sort of like. It is what it is. I just have to roll with it at this point.
So obviously you are a person who is not like, oh, well, it's there and I can live with it. And you are not the person who wears shorts in the shower. You are a person that would like it to be gone.
Yeah.
Is that when your body matches what you feel?
Yeah.
Is that something where then sexually or as yourself, it's going to be something where I am now feeling extremely like comfortable with
Yeah, I feel like...
who I am?
Because the thing is, I'd never have sex with someone and not tell them because I just feel like it's a bit dodged, like... I would sort of, some people do it and I don't have like any hate towards them, but I just feel like as a person, like has been with people that, because say if someone's really religious and they have sex with someone that is trans, like they could literally like hate themselves because the fact they've had sex with someone that's trans. Not that it should be like that, but you have to have respect and like consent in a way, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you guys would feel.
That's really self-aware.
Yeah, like.
By the way.
I'm just like, it's just only fair, like, it's a really intimate thing.
I mean,
so.
I think it's extremely honest. Like, that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're actually thinking about what other people's backgrounds might be, even though that those backgrounds are something which oppress you.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I mean, say if it's some like 6'5" model from Dubai, I probably wouldn't say that, but I mean, until then.
I mean, you're 6'3" and from Milton Keynes,
Yeah.
so
don't be jealous.
I'm sorry. I just really wish.
Chill out.
I'm so
It's
virtually
okay to be
challenged.
small. We've been through this.
But I can see why some people may not want to say anything.
Yeah, I get that. Like, it's literally just down to the person. Like, I know girls that will go on nights out and like sleep with someone, not tell them trans because they know. I think in a relationship you have to tell someone. Like, I think that's only fair. Like, but obviously, in my opinion, I don't tell someone straight away because, like, I'm always gonna not shut off straight away because someone doesn't. My personality is quite banging, to be honest. Not gonna lie.
Oh, come on, then.
Really gets me places. So like, I'll let people. Why don't I do that? Like,
I don't know.
My dancing is great as well. So like, I'll let someone get to know me. Like, I'll speak to someone just so they can see me for me first, and then I'll tell them. But I don't tell someone before there's any feelings there. Like, I'll probably give it like a week or two. Not even that. Most of the time, I'll just tell them.
Well, you mentioned in a club there. Like, have you ever had where you've been like flirting with someone in a club, and then like, you wouldn't say anything there? Do you think?
I've kissed boys and they've not known. I think. Not gonna lie.
How old are you again?
I'm
18.
I've never been illegally clubbing.
I'm about to say you literally couldn't have been in a club. Like, you literally couldn't.
So how's that one working for you?
I've never been clubbing. No, I actually haven't been clubbing, but I've been to like parties and like bars and stuff when I was younger. Not illegally or anything. Yeah, and I definitely haven't kissed anyone recently at bars or anything. That's so stupid, guys.
Naughty.
Thank you. She was so weird.
You see, I got this there. She went. Do you want to switch seats?
Naughty.
So he does this with everyone.
I just couldn't believe it.
Was that the sign? I think
The vein's coming out.
Oh, it's hot in here.
Look at the vein on the forehead.
It's
coming
the
out.
Hulk.
Oh,
I
naughty,
just couldn't help
naughty.
it. It's just me, man. No, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm guessing when you've obviously had these experiences, you've had some very good ones and also some very bad ones. Would you like to elaborate on any of them? Because obviously I don't know if you've had good ones or bad
Getting
ones.
with people.
Like people's reactions when they.
Oh yeah, I've had some good reactions. Just like, oh, like you didn't need to tell me. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't really care. Like,
No.
that's like just hey ho, you know, whatever. And then some people being like proper rude, like really rude. That's not really rude, man. Like, you're proper rude. Like some people have literally been like, oh, like you're disgusting. Like, you're a man. Or, like, got their friends like, because I would just block someone if they're rude because I don't really give a shit. And they'll get their friends to DM me, be like, you're a man. Like, or like I've met people in a club. Like a fucking school social. It's not a club, but it was a club at the time. Well, it was a club, it just was not a club. That
She
makes
doesn't
no
do
sense.
underage clubbing, okay?
It wasn't a club, okay? And they were all there and they tried to say shit to me. And I think I hit one of them in the middle of this club.
You hit him.
Yeah, I hit one
Like
of them.
One
say,
band.
say what? What was he saying?
Like he was like, because basically, funny story, all this friendship group in like a town near me had all like seen my Instagram and all tried to move to me. This is before I did social media, so they didn't know I was trans. And like one by one, I had to tell them like I'm trans, go away, sort of thing, because I didn't want to get with any of them. Like sometimes I'll just say like from the bat, just because I don't want to get with them. And I'll like, by the way, like I have a penis, go away. Like, or I'll send like I'll send a voice, I'll be like, yeah, so basically, like, yeah, I know what you mean. It's just to really put them off me. And then basically, I did that, and then, funny enough, I bumped into them like 2 months later. It was the most awkward thing. And they all give me dirty looks, and someone shouted like tranny or something, and I fucking ran through the club.
6 foot 3, fucking diving head.
I'm terrified of that.
And I walked up to them, literally had an argument with them. I think I had to like hit one of them in the face. I was drunk though, so I don't remember half of that.
Was that one of the first times that kind of thing's happened in public, or it's happened a lot
Yeah,
before?
I'm quite lucky that I'm not clockable, so I never really had people say shit. Maybe when I was younger, I definitely get looks, but I don't know if that's just because like, just Nazi guys or like, just like,
Naughty.
just they notice that I'm trans. But I don't think you'd look at me and be like, oh, like she was born a man. I don't think. Please tell me.
No.
You guys are like, well, I'm not gonna lie.
I just can't. I can't talk anymore. I'd be called a fucking freak. To be honest, I'll agree. I'll agree. Inside.
It's okay, Charlie. It's okay.
I got the pity pat. That's all right. Yeah, we moved.
You got any more questions, or do you want to take the audio only?
I'm more than happy to take it to the audio only.
Yes.
Would you like to explain to Belle and the audience what the audio only is?
Yes, please, everybody, go over to Spotify where you can listen to an extra 20 minutes where we take your questions from Twitter, Instagram, and ask Belle, gorilla with them, okay? So if you want to go and check out Belle, where can the...
That was really intense. Grill her.
I thought you called her a gorilla.
Yeah, so did I.
Gorilla.
I had that. I was like, fucking hell.
So Bell's face, she was like,
gorilla.
I'm just right.
Where can the check you out? Where do you want them to go? Twitter, YouTube, TikTok?
TikTok.
Get them on the YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll leave it in the description.
It's where I need to grow. It's one of the platform.
Okay, thank you very much for listening, everybody, and we will see you in the audio only.
Bye.
Peace.